Hi. So I was in the middle of a post from our website that Jesus had the sign of Terem Yemak, um, and which is separating and busting clouds, and separating and dissipating clouds, and this is the proof of the sign of his coming. So it occurred to me there's several things I had to straighten up, but that would be a whole big mess to write it out and everything, so it's easier for me to make a quick video. The first thing is the story of the rich young ruler came to mind. And we all know this story. What we Mark 10:17. He was going down the road and he came running and knelt before him and said, "Good teacher, what shall I do that I may inherit eternal life?" And Jesus said to him, "Why do you call me good? No one is good except for that is God. Do you know the commandments? Do not commit adultery, do not murder, do not steal, do not bear false witness, do not defraud, do honor your father and mother." And Jesus answered, said these things to him, and teacher, all these things I have kept since my youth. And Jesus, looking at him, loved him and said to him, "One thing you lack, go your way and sell whatever you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. That may come, take up a cross, follow me." Okay, this post I'm writing is about, and it shows in the Bible where this term, where Terem Yemak was a Jesus, where it actually said Jesus did it. All right. So, and that's in the Torah, in the actual law. So no one ever asked him what's going to be the sign of your coming, because they already knew the sign of Jesus Christ. Jews demand a sign. It's a sign. They already know. And this rich young ruler, okay, he already knew the sign if he knew the law, actual law, not the fake fraud that the church puts forth in the fake Jews. Because Israel, actually, true spiritual Israel itself means overcoming superlative. It means superlative, overcoming power, and being right. And only those that are of Israel are the ones who pay acknowledgement to Yehovah, who is living in the one Elohim, that one high Adam, who is Yehovah Elohim. He's the hypostatic union. He's Elohika, which Moses was. Actually, I was Moses. Either way you want to look at it, but Moses was. So if he had really truly obeyed the law, then he had done these things. All right, and so he already had eternal life. So there's none. You can't say, "Well, what more shall I do that I'll have eternal life?" Because if he did, then he would have had it. And he knows he had to either give to Jesus, not the temple. Give money to Jesus and his woman. And nations are supposed to do that, but with Rome overtaking Jerusalem and whatnot, they set up their fake idol, false Jesus. So what this rich young ruler is doing, this story is doing, it says, and said, "Oh, teacher, all these things I've kept since my youth." It gets you into the cognate, into this. Oh no, this is keeping the law. He kept the law. No, he didn't. If he kept the law, then he would have eternal life. The actual law, that not the fraud that the Christian Bible is, or even the Jewish translations. Key there. All right, so no one's good but God. Okay, and so if he sold all his money and gave to Jesus, then, well, this is adding to the law. Saying, "What more shall I do?" That's another thing it's doing. It's adding to the law. And you shall not add or take away from the law. So this is Jesus adding to the law. So this obviously is a story that is not true. And it's like the story of the tares and the wheat. Let me go over there real quick. That's in Matthew 13:24. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in the field, but while men slept, the enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced crop, the tares also appeared. That's the Torah. That's in its original Hebrew. That's the wheat. The tares are all the fake stuff, but really they just the translation of the Bible. Okay, like I can guarantee you that the first 4 chapters, I mean, I know for a fact, the first 4 chapters, not one word is even correct. It's completely fraud, just to write over. And actually, I would say probably at least 80% of the Bible is like that. But there are a few verses I have found in my time, Psalms and Psalms here and there, that were pretty close or accurate. So they're fraud. They're just fraud. And the story of the rich young ruler is evil. And it's breaking. It ends up. It says, "Oh, I kept." Well, no, he didn't. If he'd done this, he would. That's one trying to make the fake Jesus above and over the real Jesus by hiding the Teramitric and what you have to do to be saved, and get someone to actually die and worship the fake Jesus and ignore the real Jesus. So it's like a switch. And 2, so it's putting other gods before me. 1, it's breaking that commandment. It's setting up an idol, carved images, which carved doesn't necessarily mean it's something physical. It could be in the brain. And it is taking the name of Yahweh in vain, and the Lord doesn't forgive anyone who takes the name of Yahweh. The name is a means of identifying. It was the person, me. It's me, or Jesus at that point, who has Terem Yemak, who can bust at clouds. That is the sign, the Yoel Diadem, that Yahweh is living in him. That is the means of identifying. I am the means of identifying Yahweh. I am the name of Yahweh. And in vain means devaluing. And you can't be forgiven for devaluing me. Or Jesus at that time, or Moses, or many of the other incarnations I've been in. It's just Yahweh himself. I'm Elohim. The hypostatic union of Yahweh and Elohim. I'm like 2 people. I'm undercover boss. Okay, Yahweh walking around as an undercover boss in a human suit. I'm 2 people combined together in the hypostatic union. We share the same essence. So this story, the rich young ruler, is satanic and evil, and it's breaking 3 laws. 3. One of them is one of them is very evil, unforgivable. Okay, there's no way they do what a law. This story was in there at all. So the whole Bible in the New Testament is like the story of the wheats and the tares. I'm giving some instances now that were true. But that doesn't mean that the whole New Testament, like, this is obviously fake. This is obviously fake. It's obviously, it's breaking the law 3 times. And it's trying to change the law. And it's just like another place he changes the law. So you have to have some discernment and know that I have Terem Yemak. So don't argue with me. Because you argue with me, okay, details are important. Like if I say, and I said this the other day, anybody who says the word abortion, you're dead. I didn't mean they were physically going to die, which, at some point they probably will. But you're dead means you are in the state of deadness now as you are speaking it. Meaning you have a dead soul, muth soul. Your soul is not a living soul. That is what I meant by you're dead. See, details are important. That's probably something Elon Musk would have picked up. Because, or some little kid who's, you know how little kids are, and they, it's like, well, you said this, and and they're just being funny, or little brats. because they don't really want to do something or they just, anyway. I don't want to get off the track. But, so, another point I want to make while I'm making this video is, because this post I am showing pictures of the interlinear Bible. And I want to say, and your copyright reserved stuff is BS. At the front of this Bible, it says, all rights reserved. No part of this book may be produced or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic or mechanical, including photocopying, recording, or any other information storage or retrieval system without permission in writing from the publisher. That is BS. According to UCC 207, Section 14, that's not enforceable. Okay? That's like somebody lying to you and bilking you out of millions of dollars, but you can't prove, you have all the evidence to prove that they're liars and this is fraud, and they say, oh no, you can't, this copyright here, you can't. No, it's actually not even a copyright. It just says, it's just a statement. Right. Well, he's got a copyright up there. Copyright signals. Yeah, okay. But that's not valid. In other words, it's not valid, enforceable under United States Universal Commercial Code, which is anywhere in the world. The Interlinear Bible is in by, what's his name? J.P. Green is the dude. J.P. Green Sr., editor and translation, which we don't even know if that's a real person. It might be, like some pseudonym or whatever. So that's not enforceable at all. He knows it. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. So your rich young ruler and your stuff is all right. You people thinking, oh, we're doing such great deeds, good deeds. We're feeding, helping the poor, we're doing all these great deeds. And that is not going to get you into heaven, buddy. The only thing that's going to get you into heaven is what the law requires. And I mean the Torah, not in the translation, in the original Hebrew, which I'm writing a book on it, which is the nation. For the whole nation, the nation would pay me great wealth, give me a woman, and then everybody in the nation would be saved. But the nation don't want to do that. So that means people are individually responsible, or churches. You can join the church, and the church would give me money, not giving to the poor. You don't give me anybody else but me and me alone. And that is how you pay allegiance and tribute to Yahweh and prove that your loyalty. If they haven't done that and tithe to me on a continuing basis, then they are not loyal to Yahweh. And if they're not loyal to Yahweh, they oppose Yahweh, which is the definition of Satan. Satan means to hinder or oppose. That's what it means. It's not a person. Satan just means to hinder or oppose. So those are the three things I wanted to make a video on. And it's a lot easier for me to do this. The wheat and the tares. That's what the New Testament, actually the whole Bible is, except for there's a lot of tares. More tares than there are wheat. Seriously. Your copyright is not enforceable there, J.P. Green. Not at all. At all. Go to Genesis 32. And then take that in the Strong's thing and then start comparing letters and stuff. You'll see it is not enforceable. It is a fraud. The Bible, the Christian Bible, is a fraud, and the Jewish translations are fraud, and they're deceptive in holy matters. And those that are deceptive in holy matters, as my post on my site says, explains from Bereshit Al-Zayin, cannot understand holy matters. The waters of the earth and the air just forbids them, makes them stupid. See, and I have a covenant with Jew or with, we'll call them Jewish people, uh, in the religion. These people that do evil, but they profit from this covenant with me because I protect, and or without you can see the Jewish people have always been protected, and anybody that comes against them is destroyed. Even I keep my bargains. All they have to do is print and protect the Torah in original Hebrew. That's it. They could have their religion that's full of their fake translations right next to the real Hebrew, and they do, in all kinds of mess. But still, they are within the realm of that covenant. I made that covenant, the Torah. That's it. I put it in there. So when I come back as undercover boss, it's there. It's on earth. Because don't make me destroy the world. Put people back to Stone Age days. Anyway, so that's that. The rich young ruler, evil, not true, fraud, false, and breaks three of the 10 Commandments, at least. This is just me, just off the top of my head, and talking in a video. If I sit down and really did study on, I'd find all kinds of things wrong with that. But then it's evil. So that's that. Those are those three things. Wheat and tares. Rich young ruler is evil, not enforceable, and fraud. Copyright statement.